of friends from NYSC. I have a lot of friends from past job experience, past and present work experience, and I have some of my friends that are also in other organizations that I met in professional settings that are also HR. So anytime there is a data analytics job opening, they do send it to me personally. So I post it mostly in my community for the community members to have access to it. So I just send the link. You can just click on that link and just join the community. Yeah, if you join the community, you feel that you are the only one on that community. You're actually not the only one. There are lots, there are about 200 other people in that community. But WhatsApp community, you can only see yourself and the admin. Yeah, so you can join the community and then we'll have that conversation. All right, so let's get to the business of today. My name is Iremidi Olatunji. I will do introduction about everyone later, but because it is recording, I want the recording to be short so that those that are watching it can have access to the information, instead of watching a long introduction before getting to the main thing. So I'll run through the main thing for today, then we can have question and answers and then introduce ourselves towards the tail end of today's event. So like I said, my name is Iremidi Olatunji. I am a Microsoft certified data analyst and I am the founder of Data Analytics Elite Community. Data Analytics Elite Community is a registered company, a registered organization, and this is what we are all about. We are a community of highly skilled data analysts who have gained the expertise and the mastery in the technical and leadership skill needed to thrive in the data analytics ecosystem. And we are focused on mentoring aspiring data professionals who want to gain mastery in data analytics tools such as Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Python. Those are our four main key trainings: Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Python. So I have with me facilitators, mentors, partners who are also proficient in the data analytics community, in data analytics too, right? They're also as proficient as I am, and then we come together to create a close-knit community where we can mentor people one-on-one. And this is what I tell people, that when we do trainings, that training only cover about 30% of your learning. You learning personally takes about 60% of your learning. So you need to know how to be dedicated to learn by yourself, to learn on your own. So I might teach you what I know, but if you don't take time to practice what I have taught you, it will not stick with you. The next time we are having that conversation, it will be like I actually never taught you that, we never had that conversation. So we encourage people to say that we will train you, but then you also need to put in the effort to also learn what you have been trained. So we are having a Power BI Academy starting October 5th. Officially, our Power BI Academy is starting 5th of October, and this academy is going to span for 8 weeks and it costs 30,000 naira. However, if you don't have the money all at once, it's fine. What we do is we split the money into two. So before 5th of October, let's say by 4th of October, you should have paid about 15,000. That is half of the tuition fee, which is 15,000 naira. You should have paid that into the company's Paystack account, and then you can start the class. After your 4 weeks, that is after you've completed your 1 month, which is 4 weeks, you can now pay the balance of the 15,000 naira. So for those that are working and then you're looking at your salary, oh, I just don't want to pull this big amount all at once, you can split it into two. You pay one by the end of this month and you pay the other one by the end of next month. It's an 8 weeks intensive training. It's for 2 months. And by 8 weeks, we have classes on Saturdays by 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every Saturday. And aside the classes, we also have a community that is very supportive. We have a WhatsApp group dedicated for the Power BI Academy, where we also monitor your day-to-day and week-to-week learning and performance. All right. So having spoken about the Data Analytics Elite community and the Power BI training starting 5th of August, and I hope that a lot of people in the group and also on this call will actually register for the Power BI Academy. One of the facilitator is Francis Folaromi. I don't know if you are very familiar on Twitter. You notice this particular guy that was one of the first in Nigeria to explore Microsoft Fabrics end to end. Like I said, the data analytics community, we are a team of professional data analysts who have come together to create this community. So he's one of the people that explored Microsoft Fabrics, and currently he's been doing projects, with Microsoft, with Oyinbo K, David Abu and the likes, going for this, their Fabric Saturday, and also training people on Microsoft Fabrics. So he is the facilitator for Power BI Academy. And so you don't want to miss the Power BI Academy for that, because I also will be a facilitator. Maybe I might cover up for him for days when he is very busy and he might not be able to attend the classes. But most of the time, you'll be seeing the face of Francis Folaromi. And like I said, the Power BI Academy is an 8 weeks intensive training. But before the Power BI Academy, we would like to help people get started in Power BI. Right, like I said, it's just like going to school. Before when you're in secondary school, you are given a textbook. They'll tell you, oh, read this topic before the class. That is what we are trying to do with this challenge, to help you study, have the basic understanding, have the basic fundamental of Power BI before you join the Power BI Academy, so that when we are having our class, we can have intelligent conversations, because you've already done a little bit of study before the class. So I'll be launching to you the 10 days of Microsoft Power BI. Microsoft Power BI is a Microsoft tool, right? I know we all know. And if anyone is telling you to come and learn Power BI without following the Microsoft documentation, please run away from those people. When you buy your television, they all come with a guide. True or false? Very true, right? And this guide is to tell you how to use that television or how to use a smartphone. So Microsoft is the one that produced Power BI. So Microsoft has also given us a guide on how to use Power BI effectively, what to use Power BI to do, how to make Power BI work perfectly for us and serve us as end users or as developers. So I'll be showing you directly, taking you directly to the Microsoft documentation, and that is going to be our learning guide for these 10 days. Right, so I'll be sharing my screen very briefly, and I'll be taking you to I'll drop the link both on the chat box and also in the group, so that you just go straight to the documentation. I have it opened already. Okay, is my screen up? Can anyone see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
I
someone is saying
can't see your screen here.
you can't see my screen yet. Maybe it's the network. But if you can see, okay,
but
let me stop. Let me stop sharing and share again.
Stop now.
All right.
Yes, it's okay.
Amazing. So this is going to be our documentation. As you know, Microsoft has a certification exam for Power BI professionals, which is a Microsoft Certified Power BI Analyst Associate. And this is going to be our learning guide, right? So we'll be learning using the Microsoft learning part. So each of these in Power BI, we look at, getting data, preparing data, data modeling, visualizing data, analyzing data, and manage your workspace and data set in Power BI. This will give you a bit of how to use Microsoft service. Right. So this is how we are going to start. This is the challenge, actually. You are meant to study Power BI for 30 minutes every day. 30 minutes. I know that we all have jobs, we have families, we have husband, we have a lot of things we're trying to handle, but in 24 hours, I would like us to carefully craft out just 30 minutes every day. The main thing about learning is consistency, right? So I want to build a community of people that are consistent and intentional in their learning. So what we are doing is 30 minutes every day. You learn Microsoft Power BI. So you can maybe you have to set an alarm. If you're a morning person, afternoon person, evening person, if you like to study at midnight, whichever way is fine. just in 24 hours, let us look for 30 minutes in 24 hours to study Microsoft Power BI. For some people, you might be busy and it's going to be your lunch period at work. So you have 1 hour lunch period. So you can split it into two. Use 30 minutes for lunch and the other 30 minutes to quickly study Microsoft Power BI. So I'll drop this link in the chat box. Let me do that. And I'll also drop it in the group. I'll drop it in the chat box and in the group. So this is what you do. Once you come here, you scroll down to 2 ways to prepare, click on self-paced, you see items in this collection, and then you start studying. So you click on the first one, learning part, getting started with Microsoft Data Analytics. Once you click on the start, it takes you to this page, get started with data analytics. So to study this, you have 1 hour, 16 minutes to learn, get started with data analytics, right? And we have 2 modules. Is there a learning part? Is there of 2 modules completed? So we have 2 modules here. The first one is discover data analysis, and the second one is getting started with Microsoft Power BI. Like I said, you don't have to rush yourself. 30 minutes every day is all you need. Wherever your 30 minutes stop, it's fine. The next day you continue. Like I said, consistently is more important to us. We're trying to build people that are going to be consistent about their learning of data analytics and Power BI. So once you get to this discover data analytics, you click on start, and then it start introduction. Then once you're done, you click on continue. You learn, you read all of this information. Once you're done, you continue. Roles in data, you can be a business analyst, data engineer, data scientist, database administrator, and all of these roles I explain here. Then you go to the next, the tasks, right? What you are required to do. Then you click on the next. One thing I love is the fact that you have to check your knowledge on everything you have learned in every of the modules, right? So if we can do this together, which data roles enables advanced analytics capability, especially through report and visualization? Can anyone guess the answer?
Data analyst.
Data analyst. Let's see number 2. Which data analyst task has a critical performance impact on reporting and data analysis?
Visualize.
Visualize. You are the one giving the response to. Which one of the following option is the most important key benefit of data analysis?
Informed business
decisions.
Okay, let's check our answers if we are right. All right, so we got the second one wrong. The second one is model and not visualize. So these are all of the things that you will learn in the documentation that was before. That I've done next. Let me go back a bit. You will learn it in all of these roles. You will learn all of this, then you will test your knowledge and move on. And the second thing you will do for me after learning every day, because I can't all come to your houses or your DM to say, have you learned? So accountability is the second thing for us. The first thing for us is learning, which is taking 30 minutes every day to learn. And the second thing is accountability, right? So in order to aid your progress, you have to put it in the WhatsApp group. Today, I learned about the roles of a data analyst. This is just key points. This is what I learned today. I learned this. Like I need key points of what you learned for me to track that indeed we are actually taking this exercise and this challenge very seriously. So I expect that once you are done learning, once you are done with your 30 minutes, immediately you are done, pick up your phone and put it in the group. This is what I've learned today. The next day when you learn, you put it in a group. This is what I've learned today. You will notice that as you do that, it also encourages you to keep pushing ahead. Even in days when you want to, be like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do it. You think of your accountability, because I'll always be there every day to remind you this is a new day. I'm expecting you all to read for 30 minutes and put it in a group. So it is very important for you to study and also put it in a group so that we can all track your progress as a team and as a community. So we are doing this together for the next 10 days, starting tomorrow. Like I said, I'm putting the link to the Power BI documentation in the WhatsApp group so that we all can have access to it. But I also want us to learn and to be accountable to each other. Do we all understand? Is the challenge what we all want to do? Are we open to this challenge?
Yes.
Can I get more response? Are we open to this challenge? Do we accept this challenge? Are we ready for this challenge?
Yes, I'm ready for the challenge.
Thank you so much. So we are starting tomorrow. Edwin, you have a question?
Yes. I want to ask if the link can be opened in our smartphone. Because that is right about now. I'm not using laptop.
Yes, you can learn on your smartphone. You have access to it on your smartphone. You don't have to use a laptop to learn the documentation. You can do it with your smartphone or your tab or whatever internet device that you have.
All right.
Well, but then when you actually need to now start practicing some of the concept that you have learned, maybe you want to do a little bit practice, because at a point we might need to share data sets, for you to just try your hands on what you've been learning. Right, then you can now need your laptop to practice, because you can't be effective using your phone to practice Power BI. So there you need your laptop. But to study the documentation, all you just need is your phone. With your phone, you are good to go. All right, so if you also have any question, if you are reading anything and you need more clarity, say, oh, I learned this thing today, or I learned about data modeling and I don't really understand the concept, please feel free to put it in the WhatsApp community. I am not the only, there are other proficient data analysts in that community that will give you answers to your question. So we are all doing this as a team. We are doing this as one body. We are doing it together. I'll be with you, guiding you. This is one thing I've done over the years that have helped me grow as a data analyst, and this is also one of the practices that I've used over the years to pass my Microsoft certification exam. When I started, I gave myself 1 month to study documentation and write my exam, which I did, and I passed in one sitting. So you all can also do it, right? Even if you're not even doing it for the certification, but the main thing is for you to get skilled in the knowledge of Power BI. Power BI is actually one of the major skills that you need to be a skilled data analyst. So since this challenge is accepted, I want us to, I want to say a very big thank you for joining me on this call today. And also, let's go back to what we are doing specifically and get prepared for tomorrow and for the next 10 days. We will be together, working together as a team, exploring Power BI together as a team. Please, at this point, if you have any question, anything whatsoever, please, you can speak now. Question and answers, the floor is open. Thank you. So I'm actually going to stop recording so that your question and answer is not recorded. All right. So if you have any question, please feel free. I'm ending the recording right now.